Hi, this is Patrick. Welcome to my video today. Patrick Hannafin here. And if you enjoy this video, please leave me a like and please subscribe. I talk about money, investing, stimulus, Omicron, you can't help leaving that out, and everything that will help you. That's my goal, is to find some little ways to help you and keep you informed. I do a lot of research for these videos, and hopefully I'll find some different ways that you can be helped as well. And it's an interesting world right now. I want to start off with just a little tip that I think would help everybody. We're all so stressed out. I mean, maybe there's a few people that aren't the 1%, but I think most people are. You know, 25% of America is worried about their bills right now, and people aren't working, they're quarantined, and you go to the market and half the stuff you want is gone, and you have to put a mask on every time you walk outside. I don't need to tell you the rest of it. But what's interesting is that I think if you make your bedroom like a little bit of a happy shelter from the rest of the world, you'll sleep a lot better and enjoy life a lot more. It's like, I never keep business stuff in my bedroom. Anything related to business just is not in there. Anything that's a problem or anything that I'm kind of half working on, I don't set it in the bedroom and then look over at it and go, boy, I gotta finish that. No, it's just the bedroom's a happy place. Keep it that way. And keep all the electronic things away from your head where you're sleeping. Don't leave your cell phone in your bedroom. It's just an extra bit of radiation you don't need. And even in your living room, keep things that you're working on, you know, put them away, or just so you don't look around and see problems and see, oh man, that's been sitting there for a month, I gotta finish that. You don't want that. Make your home a healthy, happy place. You know, have some books in your bedroom that you enjoy reading right before you go to bed. Take care of yourself, and I think it'll make you a lot happier. You know, we don't need to suffer all the time in our sleep because of all that's going on. And you know, I know it's frustrating because, you know, I mean, they talked about inflation just hit on a yearly basis 7%, but let's be honest about that. It's not 7%. I'm looking in here. This is a Seabridge Village condominium complex, and they've been having a lot of coyotes in here lately, scoping around for that. They hide in the bushes. You hardly see them, and when you see one, there'll be like two more behind you trying to jump on your animal or even scare you. People have had to literally run or hop into a car to get away from them. They're getting pretty bold around here. And this was originally their territory, but they're still trying to survive now, and it's rough for the coyotes because their natural habitat is kind of wrecked, and they're coming into our area now, and it's not a happy situation for anybody. If you have a little small dog, don't just let it run wild in the neighborhood, or even leave it in the yard at night. You keep an eye on it all the time, or a cat. These coyotes are terrible, and I guess they're like that in a lot of other areas now too. But anyway, I was going to say that with the inflation at 7%, you know, these are government figures, and they adapt them all the time to make it sound better. And like, they don't even include home sales in inflation. Home sales in the whole United States or in California, anywhere, it's been 19.5% increase in the price. You know, they're giving us a 7% rate of inflation, and the COLA on senior citizens went up 5.9%. You know, it just keeps getting tapered down. They also don't include rent. Let me give you an example. Los Angeles, one of the worst areas is downtown LA. I mean, it's like Skid Row and people living on tents in front of the apartments. Rent there has gone up 16% because everywhere else in Los Angeles you can't even rent a place. So people moved into these apartment buildings they built downtown LA, but you know, now they're all full, and they've raised the rents up 16%. And you go, wow, if they've raised the rents up 16%, why doesn't that show up on the COLA? You know, 7% total. Crazy. I mean, food went up. You think I'm going to exaggerate? I'm not. The first 2 weeks, what's today, the 13th, as I'm making this video, 13th of January, food has gone up in the first couple of weeks of this year, overall, 5%. Just 5% in a couple of weeks. And I mean, the truckers, so many of them now are on quarantine. They can't drive. They still have the big backlog down in Long Beach and San Pedro on the shipping. They've got maybe 40 container ships off the coast and another 100 plus on the other side of Catalina Island waiting to come in about 40 miles out. You know, stores aren't getting stuff, and you know, the only good thing about that, I will say, that with the low supplies of everything, that eventually maybe we'll start making things in the United States again, which would be great, you know, because our manufacturing is like zero pretty much. There's so few things that we make, and have to rely on things that come from China. And, you know, China gets mad at us, or they're having a hard time with their economy too. They're going to keep that stuff for themselves. And the container ships, the containers, like a 20-foot container, it's like $40,000 to ship it. It's about $80,000 for a 40-foot. And all that, this is, you know, doubled, tripled in like months. And all of that extra shipping cost is going to get passed on to the consumer. You know, when those containers are all backlogged down at the harbor, and they're finding the people at the harbor that haven't picked them up yet, and they can't because the truckers are sick or home quarantined or whatever, they're paying big fines every day with compound interest. And it's just getting rough. Things are going to get higher and higher. I don't see an end to this inflation at all for a while. You know, they're saying, oh, maybe around June, you know, it'll start getting better, but who knows, you know? In the meantime, you have to pay the bills. So I don't know the answer for that, but I think part of it is just prepping and having things that you want that you really use all the time. Like, you know, I don't care if it's a nail file or dental floss or a toothbrush, just have some of that on hand. You know, the less you're out shopping around and getting close to people right now, probably the better anyway. And have some extra cash and have plenty of drinking water. You don't know what can happen, and we've been seeing a lot of it this year, so all that is a good thing to be prepared. Made a couple other notes of a couple of things I wanted to talk about really quick here. Was the CPI, I just can't believe that. The shipping cost is like, what else? You know, I laugh at, I was getting dressed as I came out here, I go, these people that make a video every day, it seems like every day they have a new shirt on. I go, they must work at a dry cleaners during the day or something. Funny. But I think just the main thing is stress. It's just that a lot of people need help right now. And be tolerant of your friends and your neighbors and people that you run into during the day, because you don't know how stressed out they are. They probably are just as much as you. And just try to make your life nice and easy and compartmentalize. I always think of Clinton with Monica Lewinsky. I mean, he's president of the United States, and that whole affair is coming out. And he had lied, and you know, they're going to impeach him. And I mean, can you imagine trying to sleep after all that? But you know, he said he compartmentalized it. You know, he had other things to do. He's a president. He had to solve the country's problems. You know, he can't just be worried about one mistake that he made in his life, you know, and what people think of him. So he just takes the time to work on that problem, and then the rest of the time he works on other problems. And that's how you need to do your life too. It's just, you know, be aware of things, you know, be aware of your distance and being close to people and wearing a mask and whatever you believe in that area. But then also have your life and have your friends and email people and call people and have the people you feel safe around, and have a real life too. And just be thankful for what we do have. And hopefully we're going to peak with this Omicron pretty soon here. And we won't get another variant. I know there's one from France, but they don't think that's going to kick in. Then there's Delta Corona, where they're getting combined. And, you know, who knows? Who knows? There's always problems, you know. Instead of calling it the news, they should just call it don't go outside. But have a sense of humor. Enjoy life. We're all going through the same thing. There's been pandemics before. We'll get over this. America's a great place. Love your friends. Love your enemies. And just be thankful for what we have. God bless all you guys, and thank you for watching my video today. Bye-bye.